crooked.
Okay. Okay, we're always having technical difficulties here. Is your mic on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little weird.
Like that's fine.
It's okay.
Okay. Welcome to Hope After Deportation. My name is Jonathan or John, but not Juan.
And I'm Brooke.
And I got deported to Mexico over 5.5 years ago.
And I moved out to Mexico the day after he was deported.
And that was October 1st, 2019. So pretty long time.
Yeah. And today is Jonathan's birthday.
Yay.
How old are you now?
I don't want to say. Guess whoever's on Lupita. How old do you think I am? Today's my birthday. I don't know if you missed that.
Hi, Lupita.
Thank you for tuning in. The first one.
Yeah.
Welcome. Okay, we have 5 people on the live. Or maybe we'll just wait for people to get on. And then,
Yeah.
So today we've had a long day. We were up and about trying to find places to eat, and they weren't open. And then,
which is crazy because it was like 12.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was 12, and it was just weird. And on a Sunday as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but maybe I don't know. And I would think today there would be like ready because it's the 4th of July weekend. So, there's a lot of business going on right now, but for some reason,
I don't know what was going on.
Whoever's tuning in, there's 4 people on. I know Lupita's on there. Let me know where you guys are connecting from. We would like to know.
All right. And then my phone's not popping it up.
No?
Nope.
But you're on our channel, that's why.
Oh, so you want me to do it from my channel?
I don't know what you're trying to do.
With the comments?
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure this out. From Texas, Tejas. And shout out to the people from Texas. I noticed a lot of people from Texas, they support the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to people from Cali. Where else? New Mexico, for some reason, there's been a few people.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona. And then like scattered, like New York, and where else was it? Like West something. Oh, Rene. Oh, okay, she caught us live, or he. Sorry, I don't know your name, but they emailed us. So.
Oh yeah.
They were the ones that asked the question actually, so we could kick it off with that.
Okay.
Or are we willing to move somewhere else in Mexico, just in case they get off? This live. We're gonna try to do an hour because today is what?
Jonathan's birthday. Oops. I wasn't supposed to say the number.
So today's my birthday, July 6th, and what was I gonna say? And perfect timing to hit 6,000 followers. Mm-hmm. So thank y'all for all the support, everybody that's subscribing, everybody that's helping to grow the channel. We truly appreciate y'all. And whoever's been here from the beginning, thank you for sticking around.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Yeah. July 6th, and we hit 6,000 followers last night.
Yeah, muchas gracias, Sergio. Buenas tardes, Johnny Brooke.
Buenas tardes. I recognize that name.
Sí, Sergio.
Sergio.
Okay, a ver si pueden, ¿cómo se dice? A ver si pueden adivinar cuántos años cumplí hoy. Yo creo que ya lo dije en post. I already said it.
I think so.
Okay, well, I already told you I'm 30. And if you guys missed my post, I am 30 years old today.
Sorry if this thing is
what's going on?
It keeps falling, and I think it's rubbing or something.
I'm like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, she keeps messing with it, but I'm just trying to make sure because I know when it rubs on the clothes, it makes noises and it's annoying.
Just found you. 21, okay. 30.
I think that's good.
If you said 40, I feel like I'm 40.
Someone said 40?
Yes. Look, somebody said 40. Sergio said 40.
Oh, there's a lot of comments as I'm trying to fix my mic.
Thank you. Thank you, Tina.
Why Rosarito? I think that it is cheaper to live here in Ensenada. I think it is a little bit cheaper in Ensenada. Mm-hmm. And we've thought about Ensenada, honestly.
A few years ago.
Yeah. But I had my clientele out here. So to leave, I was basically the breadwinner. So to leave means I would lose my business or my clients at that time. Now I've considered it, but Ensenada is hotter.
Hello. Hotter. Yeah, it is warmer over there. It's interesting that Ensenada is like an hour and a half, and the weather is a big difference. And heat.
I think it's because it's kind of like, what is it called? It goes inland a little more, and there's not as much breeze. That's like a 360.
I was gonna say, or maybe the government's weather machine is broken, but never mind. I won't say that because then about you'll be turning like 19, 20. TJ, I've been here exactly a week, and I am ready to move out. Tell us why. Why do you feel that way? But okay, let's answer your question just in case you have to go or something. So their question was, are we willing to move somewhere else in Mexico?
That's something that, originally when we came out here, we were going to go to Puerto Vallarta, but it was too far away from the border. I wanted to be close to the border so I can travel. Because back then I was crossing to go fly back to Vegas to work. So being in a frontera city was like the thing we needed. And now that we're here, we have furnished our home, like everything is ours. We would have to sell everything, which is a hassle. But not just that, just getting up and moving somewhere else is a big thing. Now, expenses wise, it may be cheaper in those towns, but also labor, working, your income is going to be less as well. And out here, it's an American town. Well, not an American town, but there's a lot of Americans out here, so we could charge more, so I think the ratio from expenses to income would probably be about the same. And so if you were to break down everything mathematically, which I've looked at homes for rent out there, and like I just did all the math and I'm like, it wouldn't make sense to move. We can be blessed with work out here, which we have been blessed with work, and we're already established out here, not to get up and leave and go somewhere else where we're not established. We have to start from the bottom again. When we don't have the funds to support starting from the bottom, it's not ideal. But it'd be nice to travel one day, but I don't think we'll be able to do that anytime soon.
No.
But yeah, I hope that answers the question, because I know a lot of people understand probably moving in itself is a mission.
Yeah, especially having to sell all of our cars, all our belongings. That's a job right there in itself. And then what if it doesn't work out there? Just like Brooke was saying, like, it's not guaranteed that we're going to get that work down south just because it's cheaper and all of that. It's not guaranteed we're going to be getting that money. And what if it doesn't work out? What if we're worse off down there than we are here? So yeah, Brooke, she's very good with numbers. Yeah, she went all in depth into it and broke it down. I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like, doesn't make sense for us to leave right now.
Yeah, because you were thinking like, yeah, why don't we go? Yeah,
our money, I thought this was my first thought, just like thinking, let's move down south. Well, our money will stretch longer down there. But then Brooke's
money.
Yeah, exactly. What money? But I was just thinking just like that, just at
we're
first
gonna make the same as out here.
Yeah, there you go. But that doesn't mean that we are.
Yeah.
And so I hope that answers the question. And thank you for everybody that's tuning in. Let us know where you're connecting from. And we have 40 people on the chat.
Rosarito is the place to live.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sergio, voy a leer su correo más tarde. Esta mañana hemos estado muy ocupados saliendo y desde la mañana yo creo que estuvimos afuera unas 5 horas. Algo así. Muy rápido se fue el tiempo. Y Mary ya está bien cansada, ya se fue a dormir tarde, pero está dormida ahorita. So. Yo creo como a las 5 se va a levantar.
O a lo mejor antes, porque vamos a comer hoy. Renee replied, well, TJ is saturated, like now finding a parking when I went to Costco. Oh, yeah. And just driving around is a mess and not visually appealing. We were just by, like a couple of weeks ago when we got Maddie's passport, which Maddie is a dual citizen. She was born in Mexico, but right away I got her American citizenship. So she has 2 passports because people have been so confused. But we were over there in TJ, right by Costco, right in front of Costco. So I understand what you mean about that comment. And it's funny because like we're just being real, we're just being straightforward. And I know people might not like it that we're not like painting a beautiful picture
of Mexico,
which there is a lot of beauty in it, but we're just being transparent with everything.
And it's our experience. Somebody else could have a totally different experience and they had a blast, and they genuinely did have a blast, and that's great for them. But for us, that has not been our experience. So we're just sharing our experiences, our truth. We're not trying to butter it up and make it seem like it's great down here. And I see people that do that, they say, oh, Mexico's so great and everything, but maybe that is the truth for them. And that's great. I'm happy for them. But for us, that's not our truth. So
we've had a bunch of bad experiences, which we were just talking about the other day. And we're like, we can just make a playlist of all this craziness out here. And we're not trying to be negative, but it's just the truth. Like why hide the truth? People want to know everything raw, like the good and the bad.
Right. Yes. A few people, they've actually commented how they appreciate that we're honest and transparent, and we're not trying to draw Mexico as like such a beautiful country and everything is perfect here and it's paradise, which, yeah, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. The beach, the people, most people are actually really nice down here. I've noticed that down here, the people are nice, but then you get those bad apples that they are really rude, and it's just, I don't know.
And at first, when we came out here, I think we said in the last live that we did, he dressed like all thugged out, and you could tell we are coming from the US, and we would get treated poorly for the most part, but there would be very nice people as well. Don't get me wrong. But we noticed, like, what's going on? Like, why are people so mean to us? But I think the way you look, too, people are going to treat you differently. When he grew out his hair, it's short again. But when his attire changed, people treated us differently. And now we have a kid. And I feel like if you have kids, people just are nice.
Yeah.
Maddie's cute.
Okay, let's read the comments. I see a lot of comments coming
I see this one right here. From Tina, she said, John, would you ever consider building your own home out there?
Yeah, from the beginning, that was like my plan. That was like my dream goal. But, it's been so, now my mindset has changed so much that I'm just, whatever is in God's will. He's in control. If he wants to bless us with that, I'm more than happy to build. I love to build. But if not, then I'm content with what God gives me. Being content out here in Mexico is so important because we can make our plans and have everything written down, and those plans might not come through because it was never in God's will. So I'm just relying on God, on His will, whatever it is that He wants to bless me with. I'm content with that. But to answer your question as well is, yeah, I would be super.
We would love that.
We would love that if I could build us a home.
It's actually more expensive than people think it is.
And that too.
And people have, since we got here, they're like, why don't you build your own house? Why don't you get a lot and start building? And those people don't do it. But we've looked into it, and you have to have a down payment, which can be thousands of dollars. And that's just for the lot. Then you have to build the house, and it costs a good chunk of money. Material out here in Mexico, isn't some of the material out here more expensive than out there?
Yes, building material is more expensive. Some is a little cheaper. Probably like the block is probably cheaper because they make the block here. But like drywall, for example, it's more expensive than over there. Wood is more expensive, and stuff, it can get expensive down here to build. Yeah,
and if we wanted to live in the boonies, maybe we can get a lot for $20,000. But in town, probably not. But let's say we were to go to the boonies and live up there. It would probably be like $100,000 at least for just a average small house. Or what do you think? More than $100,000?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a good chunk of money that you have to have, which right now, that's not any Anytime in the near future. Were there comments you were wanting to reply to? I see you're looking at them.
Yeah, somebody said, goodbye, Chico. Thank you for tuning in. Somebody said, I noticed lots of stuff here cost about the same as in US.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, a lot of it does cost about the same.
Mm-hmm.
But then like when you get down to like electronics and we're talking about building materials, tools, for example, don't even get me started on that. That gets ridiculously expensive, like double, triple what it costs out there.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I mean, it's decent, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody said they can work out here on cars or something like that. And yeah, you could work on cars, but obviously do it as a business owner. Don't work for somebody because they're going to try to pay you pennies for your skills.
Yeah, if you're going to come out here as an entrepreneur. Because if you come out here and you have no ties to Mexico, you don't have free rent, living with family, going to your average like call center job is not going to pay the bills unless you live in a very small studio shack. I don't know, like
or if you have a remote job, if you're getting paid out there, I guess remote work, then that'll work out. A lot of people are doing that out here, living the beach life and working from home.
Oh, is Renee the one who was talking about the license?
Yeah,
because they commented about that.
I think they said they were in TJ and they were asking about Rosarito. Yeah, if you're gonna get your license or anything like that, come to Rosarito. It's a lot faster than TJ. We went to TJ to get a passport and it was all bad. It took
hours, almost 5 hours.
Yeah, and in Rosarito it took me maybe an hour, if that.
You had to wait for it to come back. I don't know about the license, or no, we're talking about the license, but the passport,
yeah.
But just do everything out here if you can.
Yeah, you can, because it is farther from TJ, like, especially with traffic and stuff. But
and if anyone needs help with getting like temporary, permanent residency, any type of stuff like that, feel free to email us, because Tuesday is my appointment to to go get my permanent residency. I can't remember how it was. It's been so long since I had my temporary residency, like 4 years.
Yeah.
And I think they gave it to you right there and then. I don't think I had to come back. Or maybe I did, but it was pretty fast. They do your fingerprints, they take picture.
Oh, maybe you'll just get it all the same day, huh?
But yeah, we'll see. I'm backed up on videos, editing videos, because it's been so busy. It was Maddie's birthday, our anniversary, and then Jonathan's birthday. And I was making Maddie's cake and just doing all these things. So I haven't had as much time to edit, but I still have a video that I'm doing for Maddie's passport. And then I'm going to be doing one about the permanent residency and giving you the website you can go on so you can look into it yourself as well. Yeah, lots of stuff. Try importing meat, nuts, something, and selling it in that area. Illegal. I don't believe you can import meat.
You probably have to get some license or something like that, which is going to be really expensive.
Yeah.
So, it's more of a hassle than it seems.
I'm considering exploring Ensenada. I have a contact there, but seriously, I am considering winging it in Guadalajara or maybe in Mexico City. Ensenada is nice though. I honestly liked the environment of Ensenada. It felt more like what I'm used to in the US. I remember when we first went there, we went to the Calimax and I was like recording, like, do you see this? Right. It's so nice. Right. High end.
They have a Costco down there. And they just have a lot of stuff down there. It's a pretty established city. Surprisingly. They're in like the population's like 1 million or something there.
It's bigger. Yeah. Amazing Grace said, isn't it much cheaper to live there? It depends on what you're comparing it to. If you're comparing it to like California, it is cheaper for rent. But to live out here, like expenses on average for us range between $1,500 to $1,700. And like our groceries come out to how much we used to pay for them per month in Las Vegas in like 2017, 2018. So a lot of things are about the same as the States. Rent is cheaper if you can find a good deal. But rent is inflated out here. I remember a place that costs maybe $350 is now at like $800 easily. And yeah, like in Santa Fe, oh, it's more than doubled after COVID. And yeah, we have a really good deal. What we pay for rent right now is $600. I think it's about 700, 800 square feet home. But it's funny because I was helping someone find a place out here because they were inquiring, thinking of moving out here. And in my head, I was thinking, okay, so on average, it's like $500 to $1,000 for rent, depending on if it's 1 or 3 bedrooms. And like, if you want it in town, what your standard is. But that's unfurnished because we've always had unfurnished homes because we have all our stuff. But if you need something furnished, it's even more. So I was looking for an apartment for her, 2 bedrooms, just something small that was furnished. And on average, what I was finding was $800 for a 2-bedroom apartment furnished. And that was just like the minimum.
Right.
It's crazy. But just so I can give you an idea of how much it is out here.
Yeah, what she said.
The Monse accountant, new subscriber, and I need to binge all your videos because I love the transparency and vulnerability. This is reality. My hubs got deported this last April, and I'm working on paying off debt and saving. Oh, I feel that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it is so hard, especially at first. In a sense, it's almost exciting if you decide to come out here, if you have the funds for that, but you're paying off debt, and that just stressful. I understand that for sure. Yeah. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy our videos.
Yeah, and if you have like any questions about Mexico in particular, let us know. You can email us, but better if you send us a message through social media, because I'm horrible at texting. I'd rather send a voice message than text, because I don't know, something about texting. But yeah, on social media, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're not like really like super active on there, but I hope after deportation it will come up.
Yeah. Are the bank loans, mortgage loans available in Mexico? Oh, Jonathan knows a little bit about that. They be trying to get him at the bank. I don't go in, but he comes out. He's like, yeah, they offered me this like loan, and it's like 40% interest, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Why? Like, that's ridiculously high. Nope.
Yeah.
Anything to add on
that? Basically, you just have to pay it off fast. Don't wait those 30 years. You better pay it off in 10 years.
It's nothing like the States.
That's all we got to say on this. So there is, but it's expensive.
Yeah. And then like credit cards, the APR is very expensive as well. But we pay off our credit card before the month is over, so we don't accumulate interest. But we're just doing that so he can get his credit score up, which out here, I don't even think your credit score gone up in the last 5 years. I don't think it really is like a progression or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys getting a lot of subscribers. I remember when it was about 200. Love you guys. You have a beautiful family. Dios los bendiga. Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you, Bobby.
Wow, 200.
Yeah, we're just looking at the growth of YouTube, and it blows my mind what God is doing, because I know it's nothing of me. I'm not that pretty for people to be, watching my videos and stuff. So it's not that. And I don't think my content is like, wow, I blow people's mind. I just know it's God. And we were just talking about how this growth, it shows God's sovereignty, how he's in control of every single situation. I was comparing YouTube versus my business, construction business 5 years ago, that I was like doing the most to blow it up. We were passing out flyers. Me and Brooke, we'd go down in the colonias, going down the streets. She'll take one side of the street, I'll be on the other side of the street, posting all these flyers, and different, not just one colonia, we would go to different ones. Putting out all our flyers, and then handing out business cards. I have magnets on my car, I got a website. I got Facebook ads, probably even Google ads. I have Google Maps. What else?
Posting in Facebook groups. You put up signs, which now are outdated, but you put up signs on like pillars.
No, the power poles and stuff.
Yeah, of his phone number, his business. Both of our cars had the magnets on there, and I remember like for like a whole year, nothing, because he'll ask people, "Oh, where did you find me from?" None of it was ever from them signs or flyers.
Right, and so to say all of that my business didn't grow the way I wanted it to grow, especially with all the work that I was putting into marketing my business. I wasn't getting that. And now with YouTube, it's like I'm not even doing nothing. I'm just like posting videos, and then somehow God, he's blessing it. He's just doing the work.
He's growing it. And we've heard of like other people, like they struggle to get this type of growth, you know, and it's just amazing seeing when God wants that done for you, he will give that to you. If it is in his will.
Amen.
You know, and it was honestly something we did not expect, because I heard YouTube is like kind of hard to grow. Get a momentum. Yeah. You know, it's easier to go pass out flyers and maybe someone will give you a phone call, but wow. Yeah, I remember them days.
Yeah, so I know all of this growth is God's work and not mine. I'm not that special. I'm just me. I'm just the deported Mexican, you know, that could barely speak Spanish. So
yeah. And I mean, obviously someone will say, "Oh, were you posting consistently?" But there are people who post consistently, who do the most.
Probably better content than I have.
Yeah, and they still don't get it. Just like before, well, for your business, you would do the most. I remember I've seen comments, I think on one of the videos you had said, "And I do the most to market my business." And there are still people commenting saying, "Oh, you should go do this, this, and this." And it's like, yeah, he's done more than that. For sure. But I mean, God's in control of everything. But I feel like that's even more of a comfort, knowing that, yes, we still need to go do those things, like post videos daily. We need to go advertise our business and this and that, because if we don't, we're definitely not going to get anything. But knowing that God is in control, and, you know, what we do, God can bless it, or maybe he won't bless it. And yeah, how I was saying, it's just comforting knowing he's in control. That way, whatever happens, like we can be at peace. And yeah, like, I don't know, we'll be taken care of one way or another.
Right. What were you talking about with somebody from YouTube that was talking about like going to Canada, and how do you say, like, you have to pray on it, you know, make sure it's God's will.
Today.
Yeah, today.
So we met with a subscriber today. They have given us a gift from Maddie. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you.
And we talked for a little bit, and he was like mentioning, he wasn't sure if he should bring it up, but he wanted to mention, you know, to go with God's will and not to go against God's will if it's not in God's will for us to go to Canada, which we love hearing those things, because God's the one who's in control, versus other people are like, "Oh, it's you're the reason for everything," you know, taking the glory away from God and putting it on man. But it was a good reminder, you know, to obey and not go against God's will. Which, going to Canada, we're applying for the criminal rehabilitation application, which there's a long story to that as well. We should have sent it in, the application, like today. But there's a hiccup that's going on, so it's going to get delayed. And if it gets delayed and we end up not even doing it, praise God. Because part of me was even thinking, like, do you want to go to Canada now? Because I'm kind of getting confused.
And then it just sounds like a struggle to move everything, sell our cars. And then we don't like it. You know, there's always the what ifs.
And there's a stress to it.
Yeah, I was just thinking right now, maybe if God blesses us with the financial, we can go stay in Canada for a month to go visit in the cold time, like winter time, and see, can we handle it? You know, like, how is it? Like, how's it going to be? You know, because this is reality here. Just like we advise people that say, "Oh, I'm going to Mexico, I'm going to sell all my stuff and all that." But it's like, wait a minute, slow down. That's a big move you're doing in your life. go check it out first before you move, because you might not like it. You know, there's things in Mexico that it's not like the States. So
yeah,
check it out, visit it, and check out the people and all of that.
If you come to Rosarito, we might give you a tour or try to figure that out. Someone had commented and said we should do that, but I don't know how we would do that because we don't have space in the car. Would we take separate cars? Like, how would all that go? But let us know.
Yeah, all ideas are welcome.
Do people get paid hourly, salary, or commission? Depending on the type of job. Like, what do they get paid like every week or something?
It depends. It's like out there, you know, some people get paid bi-weekly, weekly, or sometimes even daily. Well, that's mainly like construction jobs or just.
I think it's more of a daily thing instead of an hourly thing. I think it's a daily rate for the most part. So like 500 pesos a day, I think is like on the lower end. Like, yeah, for like a labor worker. But that's 6 days a week. And they expect you to work overtime too. So 6 days a week. On the 6th day, maybe you have a half day or something, but you still get paid like 2,500 pesos a week for that. So it just depends on where you live too, because everything's a little different and who you work for. Are there as many restrictions and regulations for small businesses there as there are in the US? No, surprisingly, it is which is kind of not a good thing either, because then you don't know if you can trust that business as well. So I remember when we first got out here and you went to go get your business license. It was literally a construction paper with like glued on picture of you, was it?
I had to go get what's it called? Like those picture IDs or picture photos for the passport. And they just grabbed one of those and just glued it on a piece of orange, like bright orange paper. Like
for construction. That was funny. We're not even joking. I'm not even kidding. Yeah. And you just got it like that.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Right. And then I asked if I had how much experience I had or anything like that. I didn't even do a test. They just said, okay, you claim to be an electrician, then here's your business license, just pay us. And yeah, but that was it.
We're probably behind on comments, but I want to mention that we're located in Rosarito, Mexico, right under TJ. And thank you, Monse. I just read that comment. You're so sweet. Thank you.
Oh, did we visit Mexico? No, I got deported, so I had no choices. Like, get out of here. Only time I was in Mexico, I was like maybe 3 or 4 years old. And then after that, I grew up in Vegas, and then bam, get out of here. Causing trouble here. Get back to your country. And we've been here since. And so Brooke, she didn't even get to visit either.
Oh, well, I technically did visit.
Yeah, I was going to say the closest she got to was looking at pictures on Google Maps and stuff like that. But
I visited Mexicali and when you got deported the first time. But that wasn't really like visiting, going to see you. But I got a feel for Mexico at least a little bit. I went back to the US telling all my friends, yeah, in Mexico, the lights flash.
What?
The lights flash.
What do you mean the lights flash?
Okay, so the traffic lights. So they flash red, and then it'll flash to yellow, and then it'll flash to green. But that was just a selective amount of lights. So when I came out here, and that was in Mexicali. So when I came out here to Rosarito, I started noticing like there are selective ones that flash, but then there's not. And I'm like, oh, I feel dumb now. I was like, oh yeah, it's a Mexico thing. Feeling silly. Yeah. But Mexico is not as bad as I thought it was.
That's funny.
Brooke, you must be very careful lifting your daughter and your back issues. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm feeling so much better though. I feel like I'm almost 100%. I just had to be really careful. And I know sometimes I end up pushing myself. And then Jonathan tells me you need to calm down. But I don't know. It's frustrating having back issues. But I will definitely be more careful. Thank you. Because I know that I posted for our anniversary, I was holding Maddie, walking down the steps.
With the backpack.
I had a backpack on too.
Probably.
Oh, shame on me. I'm crazy. And then I'm going to complain when my back hurts.
Yeah. I was crying. Oh, wait, no, they said Well, how is crime? Watch that real quick. Crime, well, it's like anywhere else. There's crime in the States. There's crime in Mexico. As long as you stay out of the way, stay in your lane, you'll be fine.
Speaking of out there in the States, so my parents live on East Side Las Vegas. And I remember like one of the last times I went to Vegas, driving around like Sahara and Nellis area. It was right by the Starbucks. I remember seeing like everything outside, homeless people, and I'm like, this isn't much better than Mexico. If anything, it almost feels worse, not as safe. Honestly, the crime rates out here, it feels the same. But it depends on what area you're living in, because Eastside Las Vegas obviously isn't the best area. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Can I make a house with $50K in Mexico? I don't think so. I think maybe that's the price of the lot, unless it's like deeper in Mexico and you can get a lot for cheap.
Yeah, it just really depends. And also labor and all of that is starting to get expensive, and so you got to put into consideration all of that. Maybe with $50K if you built a house, maybe. But
material, it depends on how big the house is. Is it like a studio, 1 bedroom, everything all in one?
There you go. Yeah.
Because you got to estimate the land. You have to do all these things, and that's a lot of work.
Yeah, so many factors. So yeah, it just depends what you're looking at.
Your wife talks Spanish better than me. Thank you.
She talks Spanish better than me.
No, I think it just depends on the day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, some days my Spanish is on point, and other days I'm just like, bro, I'm gonna have to speak to you Spanglish because.
Yeah, no entiendo, basically. Sometimes I don't know if it's because it's not my native language, but I'll just draw a blank, and I understood nothing.
Remember when we used to go to the Sola Gracia? It was all Spanish-speaking church.
Which it would be frustrating.
With the baby too.
That's the biggest part. With Maddie, she's crying because she was a big crybaby back then, and it was a small church, so I would take her outside because she's fussing, and I would never get to hear the service. But even when we're inside, I'm like trying to calm her down, and then it's in Spanish, and I can't do that. That's multitasking, and multitasking with a foreign language is hard.
Yeah.
Is there a social security type program there like we have here in the US? What is it called out here? IMSS? Or no? I don't know if it's that one. Yes, there is, but I'm not sure how it works, honestly. I think you have to be working for an actual company for like social security programs.
Yeah, it's got to be like a legit company where they pay.
Isn't benefits. Beef like they help poor people too?
I don't know, but Beef, that one like deals with kids and stuff, but maybe they do help. I'm not sure.
I don't know where I got that from.
But they might help though too. But I don't know. There's still a lot of things I'm still learning about Mexico. Somebody said that's like getting money from a loan shark.
I just read that too.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Out here, most Americans that buy or get property down here, for the most part, I suspect, they buy it cash up front, no loans.
One of my clients is her husband's in real estate. And yeah, it's mainly cash because, well, first of all, they can't even do it out here. They can't give a loan out here because they're not Mexicans.
Right.
So they have to have the money to drop down. And houses out here are expensive.
Yeah. Expensive. Yeah, I just seen a house that's by the beach. It was gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. Right by the beach and everything. $1.2 million. Which obviously you guys are gonna say, oh, well, that's cheap compared to Cali, but it's like, wait a minute, we're talking about Mexico, Baja California, not California.
I'm pretty sure it's Americans who bought that house.
Yeah, ain't no Mexican gonna buy that. Yeah, not even a family of 10 can buy that.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. On average, like we'll see prices out here, and it's not a shock to see $500,000 homes in town. Like, wait, what? It doesn't make sense. Especially then they put it, I'm thinking like, oh no, it's in pesos. Nope. It's in dollars. Population here in Ensenada is 600,000.
No, I thought it was 1 million. Why did I think that? Maybe Google. Let me look it up right now.
Yeah.
That Google line, or I'm just tripping.
Someone said Norlis. Is that how you pronounce your name? Hi, guys. God bless you all. Question: are there any anti-American protests now in your area, like in other parts of Mexico?
Oh,
there's. I didn't even know that there was anti-American protests in other parts of Mexico. Honestly, like out here, of course, I honestly feel like. Sorry about the motorcycle. That would be like the worst thing they could do in a tourist town is do an anti-American protest because they want the Americans to come in.
Yes.
That is their income. So no, there isn't. I didn't know they're doing it in other places.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was talking about in one of my videos, and don't get caught up with everything the news says. Don't feed into that stuff because that's what they're trying to put out there, just negativity, trying to get people fired up, trying to have each other just fighting each other, like Americans versus Mexican thing. Like that's just ridiculousness to me. Doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then later there'll be a different agenda. So don't get caught up with all that stuff too much. I don't watch the news myself too much. I just see stuff that pops up on my news feed or something like that. I'll check it out, but don't take it too seriously because it will drive me crazy.
Someone said, Brenda, once you get permanent residence in Mexico, can you work like a Mexican citizen normally does? Yes. So I can work for any company out here in Mexico. Even before you get permanent residency, you can get a work visa as well. So there's like options to do all of that.
Yep.
When you cook more American style food or Mexican? It's been straight Mexican food for the most part. Like maybe American. Well, all he eats is burritos.
Yeah, being on a budget, that's what we mainly.
Yeah.
That's all we eat, or that's all I eat.
Yeah, I literally have to make 3 different meals for me, Maddie, and Jonathan.
Yeah.
I'll try to get Maddie to eat something that either I or Jonathan are eating, but sometimes she wants her own thing. But he does burritos for lunch and dinner. But thankfully, we've been going out because, celebration week, lots of events going on. And then I eat like salad, pork, egg whites, vegetables, stuff like that. I've been trying to eat a lot more healthy because I got to get my health in check. But yeah, so always cooking a whole bunch of different things. But for him, Mexican.
Yeah. And don't forget the salsa. So I just checked, and whoever said that about Ensenada's population, they're right. Then I'm tripping. Because right here, in 2020, it was 443,000 people. Interesting.
I love the Blaney sunglasses. Very fabulous. I wish I could have heard what Jack had to say about it.
Wow, who said that?
Francine watching.
That's so funny.
When he came back in the house, I was just like, oh, I wish I would have seen that. Or you had them on.
I had them on. I only realized once I put them down, because when I put them down, then I'm like, wait a minute, those are my glasses. I had these on in the Brooks. That was hilarious.
Too funny. Sorry, we're quiet. Y'all can drop questions and comments and we'll try to get to them.
Yeah, we're gonna try to make it maybe like 16 more minutes because we had a long day and we're just getting home like maybe like 30 minutes before we started the live. So we're trying to wind down, and then we still have to go out.
Jonathan's birthday, in case someone didn't catch it.
Yeah, so birthday meal.
Birthday dinner.
Birthday dinner.
We did a birthday lunch, which I wasn't expecting, but that was nice. Maddie got to play.
Oh, she had a blast.
Junior. She had so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Oh, we were going to ask if anyone's ever been to Rosarito and there's like a restaurant or a taco place, like literally wherever, drop a comment of where you recommend us to go for dinner. Because
I don't know where to go.
Yeah. He's usually really good at leading it, but not this year. I think he's
age.
Old.
But Angela said you're not old. So age is just a number. But honestly, I don't feel any older, but I look older. I don't know if y'all can see in my videos. I'm like graying like crazy. I don't know if that's normal.
He's been graying.
I've been graying.
He would have me pluck his gray hairs, but now there's too many.
Now there's too many, yeah. And then like today, I had to take my old man nap in the morning because I was tired.
You woke up early.
That's because I woke up early.
And we went to bed late.
Yep. Yeah, we always just discuss the most randomest things at night.
And then we're up until like 11:30.
Well, you know what really messed us up last night? I was washing dishes, and once I looked over, I'm like, oh, it's 9 p.m. Because usually like by 8, that's when I'm like, okay, stop what you're doing, get ready for bed. Maddie's going to sleep, cleaning up her toys.
She was still awake.
She was still awake, just chilling. So.
We're chilling. I'm playing with her. Didn't even realize what time it was.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yep. But yeah, I took my old man nap today, and you know what? I do feel a little older. Like I notice when I'm at work, sometimes my knee will hurt or my back hurting or something's hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And I get tired and I'm like, wait, what? Didn't get tired before. I was a machine and I'm only 30. But it could also be because I don't work every single day. That'd be great if I did. But for some reason I don't. Why are the comments not popping up?
Because you put it down. So there's a couple of people who I noticed are commenting like, why don't you buy land and then build? Like back to back, there's comments.
Oh, okay.
I want to ask you, how much do you think it would be to buy the land and build the house? Like what numbers in your head for that? Because I'm curious because, you know, like when I came out here, I thought it would be cheap too until I looked into it and realized, nope. But yeah, a lot of people, they'll ask us that and then they just don't know. Welcome to the 30-year Bye, thanks.
I feel it, but it's not that bad. Thankfully, God has made me pretty resilient, but yeah, I'm starting to wear down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Now you're in another decade.
You know what? I think after Maddie was born, I think that's when like things went.
Blame her. Mm-hmm.
But that's where all the grays came from. That's when I noticed the grays. Like in the last 6 months to a year, I'm just, what's going on here? I can't even keep up with the gray hair. I can't pluck them out no more. I'm just like, okay, whatever. They're going to stay there. Even
though he would pluck them sometimes and put them in a jar. My dad would say that, you girls, because my parents had 3 boys and then 3 girls. And he would always say, when you girls came along, then I started getting old. Don't blame us. Because girls are stressful.
Right. I'm 35 but feel 45.
I am.
Yeah, I'm only 5 years away from that, so.
DEEF provides for families.
29,000. Somebody said I just bought a lot for 29,000. Man, is that pesos? Because get me in on that deal, but I think that's dollars. And yeah, that's something we cannot afford. That's way too expensive for us.
And that's at least.
Mm-hmm.
At least.
Oh, at least. Yeah.
You read
what part of Rosarito did you buy that at?
Sergio said to buy land and build at least 75,000 in and around. Which is like, whoa, where did you buy the land? Because I'd be seeing lots for $80,000 sometimes. And then if you buy it in town, hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on where it is. But I mean, if you have a connection and you know someone who knows someone, maybe you can find something cheaper. I just bought a lot for the 29,000. That's not too bad. But it's like that. How much you got put down for that? Which right now, honestly, we're in debt, so we can't even. That's not even an option to pull out money to put money down.
Yeah,
you got to pay off the debt first.
115 people. Thank you for everybody that's connecting. That's everybody that's been staying on. Sergio, I think Lupita had to go. Was it Lupita? Somebody, one of the first people that was on.
Yeah.
If you guys are just getting on, let us know where you're connecting from. 35 years.
I went to the taqueria Los Aveniles, but in TJ. TJ, especially this weekend, way too packed, way too far. Tacos Yaki. Are they open today? What days are they closed? They are closed Wednesday and Thursday, I think.
Inglewood, Moreno Valley. Saludos.
Hola.
Thank you for tuning in. En Texas, thank you.
¿Cuántas personas hablan en español?
Sí, ¿cuántas personas hablan español? Porque alguien dejó un comentario. ¿Es el que estás leyendo ahorita?
No, ahorita no, pero estaba en nivel.
Ok. Atlanta, ok. Bakersfield, Indiana,
I was just skimming
Arizona.
through.
Yo.
Oh, we're getting a lot of
Ruboy Arbans. Okay,
everyone saying yo.
Yo. In the house. I was just thinking about the Hope After Deportation song.
Do you have it on your phone?
It's on this phone.
Aww.
And I was trying to send it, but we just got home. But maybe next time. Hablan español y no entienden inglés. Oh, yeah. Sí, no sé por qué la gente se enoja tanto que dicen, ¿por qué yo como mexicano no hablo español? Y mi pregunta siempre es, ¿en dónde está la ley que tengo que hablar español porque soy mexicano? ¿Por qué no puedo hablar el idioma que yo quiero hablar? Porque, en inglés soy más fluent y ¿cómo dice? Estoy más cómodo hablando ese idioma. Y segundo, mi esposa habla español, es su idioma, y entonces para hablarle en español es más complicado. No sé, ¿cómo dice? La gente nunca nunca les va a agradar lo que yo haga. Si hablo español, van a decir, oh, pues lo hablas bien mucho, no hablas español. So, entonces, yeah, you can't make people happy.
Yeah.
They always will have something to say.
Yeah.
No matter what.
It's frustrating sometimes, like if we're trying to just have a normal conversation and
Spanglish,
flow, but we still try to speak Spanish, especially with Maddie, like teaching her words, we'll speak Spanish, but it's just comfortable, it's natural. Y también es our YouTube.
Yeah.
Y sí, estamos en México y cuando estamos afuera, en la calle con la gente, hablamos en español, claro que sí. Pero en la casa y en YouTube, en inglés es más fácil.
Sí, más si cuando me quiero expresar y no me puedo expresar, entonces me agarra frustration. Like,
yeah.
No puedo expresarme bien en español.
And more for me, like I have to figure out how to say something that I want to say, but it doesn't have the same weight as it would be in English. Because I don't know how to say it that exact way. I can like translate it a little bit different, but y'all know it's not the same.
Y sí, todos tienen mucha razón, que no me enfoque en la negatividad, porque la gente siempre va a criticar, pero mejor me voy a enfocar en lo positivo, y más que mucha gente lo está apoyando el canal y todas sus oraciones, todas las cosas buenas que dicen, mejor me voy a enfocar en eso. Y es lo que hago, ¿no? Pero sí miro los comentarios, de repente alguien dice, ¿y por qué no hablas español? Y no sé qué más cosas dicen, pero siempre la gente critica, pero está bien. Dios los bendiga y pues no puedo hacer nada. No puedo, como dice, hacer a toda la gente contenta con lo que hago. Joey, all the emojis.
Maybe do you understand Spanish? Maybe that's why.
Oh, Joey.
Maybe that, huh?
Joey doesn't understand.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I'm good.
Don't pay attention to the negative comments, the negative people. Yeah. I tell him, it's funny because I told him, I said when we first started the YouTube channel, if someone says something mean to me, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna shut down YouTube. And one of the very first comments was for my birthday, and they said you're broke because my name is Brooke, and they're just trolling, and I'm just like, that's it. I'm done. And then they deleted their comment. But now it's funny because the tables have turned. Now Jonathan is a little more sensitive than me sometimes. Yeah. And I have to tell him, just delete the comment or don't. Who cares? Why are you tripping? Or I'll be over there trying to reply for him. Got me messed up trying to say something.
Yeah, pero sí, focus on the positive and don't worry about the negative. La verdad es, los 10 años nunca me caía el inglés. Sí, así fue lo mismo conmigo. Pues yo desde los 3, 4 años yo crecí en Las Vegas y pues obviamente el idioma es inglés. Y con mi madre pues no tuve una relación así que yo platicaba con ella tanto. Ella nomás habla español, no habla inglés para nada. Y entonces, yo creo que, pues todo lo que yo viví, por eso el español no se me pegó, si se dice así. Pero ahora quisiera, ir, en el pasado y aprender el español perfectamente y practicarlo cada día. Pero ya es muy tarde, ya, pues ya pasó el tiempo y pues así son las cosas. Y pues ahorita que estoy diciendo, pues esa fue la voluntad de Dios, entonces ¿para qué voy a tratar de complacer a la gente si esto es la voluntad de Dios? Así fue como yo crecí, pues no puedo cambiar las cosas.
And I didn't know any Spanish other than like hola. I remember in high school, my best friend, she taught me how to write mejor amiga. And I took Spanish classes, but only reading and writing, but there's so much I didn't understand. Coming out here to Mexico, I've learned a lot, but I'm still not fluent, not even close. When I speak Spanish like the words that I know. There's words that I don't know, I'm not going to use them. I'm going to use an alternative word. So I'm not as confident as others.
So 1% said it's Ensenada a safe place to live. We don't live in Ensenada, so I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure I would say Mexico is pretty safe as long as you stay in your lane. Don't be connected with the wrong people. Stay home. Like, I mean, obviously, you might be at the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately. But for the most part, just check your surroundings and don't be out at night partying, doing all that stuff, because that's when the crazy things happen. But
when we first got out here.
Oh, yeah, we'd be out and like crazy things would happen.
Jonathan wanted to hang around the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
But thank God nothing happened and we got away from all of that. But you can get yourself into trouble out here, basically. You need stay away from it.
Yeah, very
stay
easily.
Away from it. Those people that you think are your homies or your friends, like, even the cops, honestly, are in on that too. When you know people and you find out things like, wow, it's just there's a lot of corruption out here. And I know people are probably, oh, don't be so negative, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
The corruption is the entire government, especially the cops out here, which thankfully we haven't been pulled over in a long time. And it's just, that's a whole nother video.
Yeah, somebody actually, I don't know who said, oh, right here, I found it's a comment says, if you can find an abandoned place of land and live on for 5 years, but you need to document it, you can then acquire title to have it through a lawyer. And see, like, that's crazy, like that's what happened with my mom's lot. She bought a lot in TJ, but for some reason she just said, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna bounce." It was a vacant lot. She did have a little house, and then after so long, my uncle was supposed to be maintaining it, so it wasn't like she abandoned it completely. And so, long story short, I get deported. I come back, and I was thinking, oh, let's go over there to TJ or build on it. I don't know what our plans were. When I get there, there's squatters there. I'm trying to get them out of there because I have all the paperwork and everything. They didn't pay anything, like
nothing.
They were just squatting, just living there. Well, now, long story short, the government can't even help me to get them out. I have to go hire a lawyer to get them out.
And it's not because that's like their rule that you need a lawyer. No, but they literally told Jonathan, like, no, I'm not going to help you. Go get yourself a lawyer. I'm not going to help you. You're just a normal person. They're not going to take you seriously. And I remember I'm really good with documentation. So we'd be like doing all of these things, doing the process correctly. So we didn't have to pay for a lawyer, one that we couldn't afford. And long story short, we're pushing and try to do all this stuff. And ultimately they're like, nope, we're not going to help you.
Get a lawyer.
Go get a lawyer if you want to get this fixed. And it's like, I literally have every legal thing correct right here. And you're refusing me just because I'm not a lawyer. And you don't want to deal with a peasant. It almost felt like what they were thinking.
Right.
But
and to this day, we haven't been able to get that lot back. The people that are squatting there, they actually did what whoever commented that. They actually now they're trying to buy the lot, and they showed me paperwork that they're doing it legally. When I have paperwork, so I don't even know how that's gonna work. Like,
yeah, we paid off something.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just crazy.
And well, right now in TJ, in that the ejido, what's going on? Or you can go ahead and explain that.
So basically, there's like a huge plot of land. Like there's thousands of families living there, so it's a huge colonia. Back in the 90s, I want to say, and this is in Tijuana. You could look it up, Maclovio Rojas. All that stuff will come up. Well, the government or that land is owned by the Ejido. And the Ejido is like a big family that owns that land. They decided to sell off the land, so the government came in and it's like, okay, we'll sell it for you. Once we collect the money, we'll pay you off, and we get our cut. Well, all these families, they did just that. They paid off that lot and everything. They have paperwork. They've been living there from 30 years, some people or more. And now the Ejido's coming in saying, hey, the government never paid us our money. So now you owners, now y'all have to pay us.
The current price.
The current price, not 30 years ago price. Mm-hmm. The current price was just a lot of money. And now they're like, they could possibly lose, their homes because the government didn't pay the Ejido their money. So there's just very scandalous things going on out here. And
they're doing protests in front of the U.S. consulate.
Oh, that's right. To try to get the attention of the Americans so they can try to help them. But I don't know how all of that's going in. I don't really, follow it too much. But I just see stuff like that. And it's just like, wow, the corruption out here is real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of our main things. Why we wanted to go to Canada. Because we were dealing with a lot of stuff. And it's the corruption and the finances. But whatever God wants.
He's in control.
Yep. Amen. And if anything, it helps build us patience.
Yeah.
Build our patience. That's for sure.
But I see a lot of people that are saying your Spanish is good. So thank you guys. Thank you all for your positivity, your encouragement. We truly appreciate it. It actually motivates me to just keep going. Like when I see like little annoying things, I'm just like, whatever. I'll forget these people and focus on this. There's people that actually enjoy our content. So let me just focus on that.
Honestly, sometimes I can tell people are just trolling and it's kind of funny.
Yeah. There was actually somebody, I don't know what their comment was, and I replied back to them. And then he said, don't take me too seriously. I'm just trolling. Mm-hmm. I love Mexican people. I was just like, well, what's wrong with you, man? Like, you ain't got nothing better to do. But obviously not.
That's why.
So yeah, we just have to laugh, roll with the punches, like they say.
Francine, are your plans to move and live in Canada permanently? That was our plan. But now we're kind of reassessing a little bit. And the reason why we're reassessing is because there's a little hiccup. And we were supposed to send in the application for the criminal rehabilitation like this weekend. And that's not going to happen. So and we've already known about all the stress. So honestly, we've been thinking the last few months, like we'll just send in the application, see what happens. So that way we have that option if we do decide we want to go. Because the process does take a long time. So it's going to take 6 months to a year to see if we get approved. Then from there, he has to apply for a work visa. And so many things can change in that time frame. So honestly, we're like 50-50 right now. Whatever God wants us to do, he'll guide our steps. Yeah. And we'll just go with his will.
Exactly. Somebody was asking about the Mexico Te Abraza program. Brenda, I believe, asked. And I heard of that program, but I don't know much about it. But supposedly, like, it helps people. But right here, I'm seeing that se entrega una tarjeta con un apoyo económico de 2,000 pesos para ayudar a cubrir los gastos iniciales del viaje y la estancia en México. No sabía de eso. I did know that, like, the people were, if you got deported, the government, they'll give you like a ticket. They'll pay you for half of your ticket or for your full ticket. So you can go back, like if you're down south, so you could get on a bus. I did hear about that, but I'm not sure. No, I don't really know all the details. This is like the 4th time maybe I hear about this program, but I didn't look into it. So yeah, hopefully it's real and it is helping those people that are getting deported, because right now so many people are getting deported and all of that, and yeah, it's intense what's going on out there. So my prayers go out to those people.
Mm-hmm. I noticed a couple people were asking, like, is there a video they can go watch to hear our story or testimony? If you go to our very first video that we published, so you can go in our video section and do the oldest one. That one is of our testimony. It's a little bit longer. we do want to make like more videos of like when we first came out to Mexico, what was the experience, how did it go? And I've like asked my sister if she has any pictures, because when I came out here to meet Jonathan in Mexicali when he was deported to Juarez, my mom, dad, and little sister came with me, and I don't really have any photos of that. And it'd be nice to include those, but we have so many topics for YouTube. It's like never ending. That's why we're able to post every day. And we have so many topics that people have asked us about, like they're just waiting. It's a mission. It really is work to make YouTube videos and edit them, especially edit them. Which yesterday I was editing and all my editing got deleted.
I'm gonna post the link to that video of our testimony. But if I could get on there, I don't know how to get on. I'm like it's because I'm 30 years old. I'm old. I don't know how to work this stuff. Here we go, found it.
Have you been monetized by YouTube? I've been watching the commercials, hoping it helps you. Thank you so much. We really appreciate everyone who watches them.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, it's such a blessing. We got monetized pretty quickly once we started actively going about. Oh, there you go.
So I just posted the link to the video of our testimony. But yes, we are monetized. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, it's okay. Yeah, we're monetized. We've been monetized. I think it was like June 3rd that we got monetized. Praise God. So it has been a blessing. Something we did not expect from YouTube. We didn't expect to have a live. I remember was it last week or the week before? Our live had a whole bunch of people on it. And right now I think there's 108. Oh, thank you, everyone.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Did you post the wrong thing?
No. Oh. It's because I'm trying to, I don't know. Anyways, don't mind me.
He needs a nap. Another nap.
The grandpa nap.
He'd be taking naps though. Like for Maddie's birthday, you took a nap.
Don't even get me started on movies.
I can't watch a movie with him. I'm over here like, it just got started. 10 minutes in, I turn around and he's already sleeping. And it's interesting.
So nobody ever invite me to the movies. I'll be asleep. Central America.
What did someone say about it? Plus you have to pay very hefty fines if you're in the country illegally?
In the US? Which country?
Yeah. But that's all they wrote, and I haven't seen a comment before. We're here legally, all three of us, just in case anyone's wondering. We're legally here.
Especially Maddie.
Especially Jonathan.
No. Well, Maddie's
a Mexican citizen, and she's a US citizen.
Yeah.
So I have a visa to be here, and I'm going to get my permanent residency in 2 days. Yay. That's nice.
Yeah. That's nice. That's going to be interesting.
Now I don't have to keep paying them fees.
Yeah, Brooke, she has said earlier, if anybody needs help with all of that, she's the go-to person to help you with that. And yeah, she's figuring out my Canada application. I was going to quit like 3 days ago. But Brooke, she got on there and somehow she figured it out online too.
Oh, that's what I've been doing all this week. I'm wondering why I've been so busy not being able to edit videos. I've been doing that.
Yeah, because what was it that popped up? Oh, that I owe a fine or something like that.
Yeah, on a case that he actually served prison time for, and it was completed. But there's somewhere that I found, I don't know how I found it. It's totally incorrect. It doesn't have a complete history of everything that happened. And it says you owe a fine from 2016. They would have taken that out of your work money when you were serving time, and they would have made you pay it. But yes, that's basically the hiccup right now. We're trying to clear that and see what's going on.
Yeah. Thank you for all the congratulations, Brooke, on your permanent residency.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, there'll be a video coming out with that.
Yeah. It's actually the first time I did my temporary residency, they made me go in circles over and over and over. And I got it through him, so it should have been straightforward. But yeah, they make it harder than it should be. And with the permanent residency, I've already had experience with dealing with this process of some sort. But there were more things that I had to get, like Maddie's passport, since I'm going to get my permanent residency through her. So that was basically the only hiccup. When we got her stuff done so fast, But when I went to go book the appointment for my permanent residency, the closest appointment was like 2 weeks ahead, which is in 2 days. So otherwise, I would have already had it by now. I have everything ready to go.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Yeah, thank God.
But there's a lot of people out here that will hire lawyers to help them with this process. I'm actually going to be helping one of my friends get her temporary residency through her husband. So I could help anyone who's watching this if they need any guidance, so that way they don't go in those same circles that I went in. Email us. This guy was in prison. Wait, not one country in the world allow people to be there illegally. This guy was in prison. Do tell. Oh, but I was just confused with their other comment, like hefty fines. I was like, are they talking about us?
Is that him?
Yeah.
He was the same person that asked that.
Yeah.
Is he trolling?
Probably. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. So Angela said maybe if you do Spanish subtitles on all your videos and lives would make Spanish speaking people happy. No. No, nothing you do will make them happy.
The reason
or anybody
say that
will make, like, you know, you do with anybody, not just Spanish speakers, like anybody in the world. No matter what you do, you can't make everybody happy.
Yeah.
That's something I'm learning. You can't.
Because all of our videos have Spanish subtitles, even though they're not perfect, which if anyone knows of an app, we're paying for an app and it's still horrible. But if anyone knows of an app that does auto captions in Spanish, it translates them, let us know, because we have been looking desperately. But so we do our videos with Spanish subtitles. Our lives, we can't do with subtitles, unfortunately. So that's the only thing.
Maybe I could re-upload it.
And like do subtitles for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It would be a lot of space in your phone. It'd take a long time.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
Yeah.
Hello from Missouri. Missouri.
Hello, Pebbles. You should embrace Mexico. I know it's hard, but so many people make it work there, and the culture is beautiful. God will provide always, and trusting in him and working towards goals, it will work out. Which, amen to that. And we have been, you know, we've been here for almost 6 years and we've made it our home, but we still want that option because finances out here, we have been struggling for the last couple of years. So that would be like the main reason why we would leave. And we don't have family out here either. So like if we could eventually one day go to the States, that would be nice. But or maybe just to visit at least, that would be nice for him. I could visit, but it's a mission traveling all by myself with Maddie. Yeah. Woo. But
yeah. So Gato, he asked, how about moving to central Mexico, Querétaro, San Luis Potosi, or Guanajuato? The south is also booming with the new trade routes. But Brooke, she already talked about it, or how did he explain it basically?
So basically, to get up and just move, quickly I'll explain it. To get up and just move is like a hassle in itself. We'd have to sell all of the furniture, all of our belongings in this house, which would take forever, which we would have to do if we moved to Canada as well. But to go somewhere where, yes, it may be cheaper, but also your income is going to be less. So the income to expense ratio is probably going to be about the same. There's a lot of opportunity out here in Rosarito. There's a lot of money to be made out here, you know, right by the frontera. Like we're an Americanized tourist area. So there's a lot of money to be made. And we have tried all these ways, as Jonathan was saying earlier, to do that. But, you know, God has plans. And it just, this is our situation right now. And to go somewhere else down south, it sounds good superficially, but when you really do the math and everything, then you realize, like, wait a second, we'd probably be in the same situation or worse off because now we're starting from the bottom again. So it's a lot to consider. Yeah.
And then you mentioned like how we're business owners, like we wouldn't be getting a job. So we can't just go down there and like, oh, we're going to get this set income. Like we have to get clientele and all of that. So we have to start from the bottom. But
someone said, I know a lot of people who live in Tijuana
I wanted to answer his question because he probably think, oh, this guy just evaded my question. That what was I in prison for?
Oh.
Because I like seen Angela's comment. So basically, it's nothing crazy. It's just having a stolen gun in my possession.
Attempt possession of stolen weapon or something like that. I think
but they found a gun in my car, and that's what I got deported for. So
that was the charge.
So now you know what's his name. I didn't get his name, but yeah, I wasn't trying to dodge your question and just talking. Which
we've mentioned it before, I think, in a video.
Yeah, but maybe he's new. There's a lot of new people.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, so thank you for everybody subscribing. Thank you for everybody that's been on the live. We have 118 people, so thank y'all. We truly appreciate you all of you.
You know what? Our intro should be, "Hi, my name is Jonathan," or "Welcome to Hope After Deportation. My name is Jonathan." Da 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 da. And I got deported 5.5 years ago for having a stolen gun in the car.
Oh wait, I shouldn't do that. Then
I was gonna say that way y'all know what happened, what he did.
Yeah.
And then he came back to the U.S. illegally, and then got deported and had to serve out the rest of his time because, long story short, his case stayed open for that same charge.
We haven't even shared that with them, huh? A series video or something like that.
There's so many things we want to share with you all and make videos on, but we have content on our phones that we haven't even edited, and I'm losing storage space on this phone. So I'm like trying to catch up. It's so much.
We got to get like a bigger SD card.
Yeah.
And somebody has to have Cash App. We do have Cash App and Venmo. We put the link on our description. So if you're looking for that, so thank you.
A couple of people, he had also mentioned that, people go out there and work in San Diego, and then someone else asked why I don't do that. So I would need to have an address in San Diego to work in San Diego, which I don't. And you probably have to lie to get all of that information, use someone else's address. I'm not sure how that works. But also, too, the border line takes hours to cross, and we're already like 45 minutes away. So it would be probably like a 10 to 12 hour day for me to go work out there when I do go work, if I work full time. And we also have a 2-year-old who, we're taking care of her. So I don't think that would be, I know people who do that and they don't like it. It's hard. It's exhausting. And maybe you do have that extra money, but for what? To mess with your mental stability, to have more stress and anxiety. I feel like it's not worth it. And I know someone else had said, why doesn't she go live out there and work? Well, then I would be separating the family, and family is the most important thing to us. And God provides, and he has been providing, especially when we first got out here. We were perfectly fine financially. It was up until I got pregnant that things went downhill. Yeah. So God's in control of everything. That's all I got to say. And, we have been blessed regardless.
Yeah.
There is an express pass. You can get Sentry, but Sentry is usually like maybe 20-30 minutes across the border. So maybe it'll knock off like an hour and a half of your day, but still to be doing like a 10-hour day, that's ridiculous. And then I can't even legally work in San Diego anyways, because I'm not a resident in California.
Yeah. Joanne said, your channel just popped up on my homepage yesterday and I've been binging. Thank you. Your story is so inspiring and I love how you found God. Amen. But it was actually the other way around. He found me, yeah.
Or he already had you.
He already had me, but took off that veil and I can see now. Thank God and praise God for that. All the glory to God. Somebody actually said today that I should be giving myself the praise and the glory. And it's just like, I can't steal that from God.
He wasn't doing anything to earn salvation. God just removed the veil and opened his eyes and made him born again like that. And I was thankfully there to witness it, which is amazing. But he wasn't actively seeking God. He was even saying, negative things about God in the Bible right before that happened.
Yeah.
So it was God.
Yeah. Yes, all glory to God. But thank you, Joanne, for supporting the channel and binging on our stuff. Hopefully there's enough content there for you to stay busy.
I'd hate to be there every day.
Yeah, I read that one.
See behind you, I can tell you're doing well. What do they mean? Oh, the blender, maybe? My mom gifted me that actually for my birthday. She got me a blender and then a mixer, appliances. Because we needed a blender. That dang blender was horrible.
That thing would be leaking, and
it was leaking. It was loud and screechy. And so for my birthday, I'm like, you already know, Mom. And then one from out there in the States, because the ones out here, like for some reason, appliances out here don't do as well. They're not as good.
How tall am I in meters? I have no idea.
You're like 5'11" in feet and inches.
So how would that be converted? Well, let me go on.
Oh, you're gonna do it?
Yeah. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun.
Brooke, you can work as a customer service from your house and make 4,000 pesos a week. Oy. I could do better doing the business I have. But honestly, like I'm not trying to focus on working. I'm focusing on taking care of Maddie. And then if I were to work, we would not have this YouTube channel probably.
Is this correct?
I have no idea, but probably.
So 1.8 meters.
1.8 or 1.82.
Yeah, meters. Somewhere around there.
Almost 2 meters. Well, not almost, but yeah. But yeah, working from home would be horrible with Maddie. She's loud. She's loud too.
For sure. And then she's a girl. She'd be squealing. I grew up with all boys, so I'm not used to that. All my younger brothers, I'm the oldest of my brothers, and I don't think they did the things that Maddie does.
Maybe work remotely. That was something like we thought of, like doing work from home remotely. And honestly, like my business, doing lashes and all of that was taking care of the bills, doing very, very well. I don't really work anymore at all. Now I'm a YouTuber. Hey.
That's working remotely.
Yeah, like once I got pregnant, I stopped working. So my focus is on Maddie. But the table scepter and Jonathan has blessed, or God has blessed Jonathan with work. Because it was not like that before.
Thank you for everybody that's tuning in. Florence, thank you for tuning in. But we're about to hit an hour and 30 minutes. So we'll give it 7 more minutes and then we have to take a break. Yes. But thank you for everybody that's tuning in.
For all your comments.
Thank you for the people that have been here from the beginning. Hour and a half almost. Basically hour and a half.
And then shout out to the person who cashed at us today.
Oh yeah, thank you.
That was a blessing for sure. Perfect timing too.
Right.
I don't think he knew it was your birthday.
I don't think so. No, I hadn't posted anything. So yeah, today's my birthday. I'm an old man now. So yeah, y'all can call me the old man now. Hi, Brooke and John. I'm so happy I caught your life. You guys, thank you for all your comments too. I see them. Speaking of comments, we're trying to like keep up with them, and this week I think we did pretty well. When me and Brooke, we go at it together. She'll start in one section of the comments, I'll start in another section, and then we pretty much get most of them. But then the next day we're just flooded again. So we're trying to keep up, but it's hard. But just know we appreciate your comments. And
we try to get to them all.
Yeah, we try to get
eventually.
If we don't get to it then or the next day, we will eventually get to it. So thank you for commenting, and thank you for engaging with the channel. We truly appreciate that.
And then there has been a few people that I think have been asking, like, is Jonathan banned permanently? Can he go back? So the second time he got deported, it was a 20-year ban.
This time.
Which was the last time. He hasn't gone back since. And he ain't gonna go back illegally. So 20-year ban, and it's been almost 6 years. So that means 14 more years to go. But I believe that after 10 years, you can apply for a pardon. Basically like the one we're doing for Canada. And who knows, maybe if Canada doesn't go through, maybe we'll do that one. And I know people will say, oh, it's so expensive to get it. But that's if you get a lawyer. It's actually not that bad if you do all the paperwork yourself, which I'm very good at doing, thank God. Okay. So there we go.
Should have been a lawyer.
I know, huh?
Yeah, she's really good at that. Me, I'm like, I'm going to hire a lawyer because I can't figure this out.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And it's expensive.
I don't know. Should I become a lawyer in Mexico or something?
Right. I wonder, because in the States, you have to go through like the bar school and all of that, right? And like,
here, I'm not sure how it goes.
Like 8 years, or is that for a doctor?
I'm not sure.
School. I don't know, but
I don't think it's 8 years though. Maybe
here, I'm sure it's not that long or as long.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I feel old today. Not really, I feel the same. It doesn't feel any different. So I'm imagining this is how it'll forever feel. Just obviously when I get like 40, 50, if God gives me that life, I'll probably feel the same mentally, but just physically, I'll be like, oh man, I don't know about this. Happy birthday. Nah, that's true. So one day half the U.S. want to move to Mexico. Yeah, it kind of feels like it. So many people moving down here. But then, the population of the U.S. is so big.
I'll mention this. I think it was someone who's been, maybe Renee in the comments. A lot of people think out here is so great and like they have high expectations because people make it seem like it's so amazing out here. Then they come out here and regret it. And I remember someone had said, like, what did I get myself into? So everyone has different like expectations. Yeah, likings, expectations, preferences.
There you go.
So it really depends on what you like as well. But when we first came out here, it was literally such a struggle. I'm barely getting used to it now, but I feel like the only reason I'm feeling content here and happy here is because God saved me and has given me a lot of peace. No matter where I'm at in the world, no matter what situation I'm in, He's the one who's providing that peace to my life. And knowing that it's in His hands, so Mexico ain't bad no more to me, because I was very bitter. I was upset with living out here. And we were doing great financially. It was the corruption that was really getting to us.
That's me. No, you were talking about.
Okay, yes. I thought it was you. But there's a whole bunch of little things like how you were saying, you couldn't find parking and it's a mess. Like everything's just chaotic, which TJ is like that. It's crazy. Rosarito can get that.
Hey, what are you saying about TJ? I was born there.
And that's the truth. But yeah, so there's like things that you would never think of. Like I can't park my car to go to the store. You know what I mean? Which it depends on where you live, but a lot of little things that can add up and really just like surprise you. Like I said, everyone has different preferences. So it really depends on what you like.
Yeah. Everybody has their own liking. Just like I heard people don't like hiking and stuff like that. I'm just like, what? How can you not like hiking? I just went hiking last week for the first time and I'm ready to go again.
Not for the first time.
Or for the first time in a long time. In a long time. In a couple of years. And I went back and I'm like, it's so great being out here climbing this mountain in this heat. It's awesome, but some people, everybody has their own taste, their own likings. Just like trades. I don't think women would.
I've done electrical.
Oh, yeah.
What are you trying to say?
You know what? I was going to tell them in my last video. Yeah, I forgot what else he was saying. But in my last video, I was going to say, Brooke. I was going to shout out Brooke, but then in my video editing, trying to get it done fast, I kind of forgot. And so anyways, I'm going to shout out Brooke right now. That back then, when we first got here, Brooke was my helper. When I would get big jobs.
And I was like, you need to post some pictures of me.
Yeah.
Remember the one, I had my purse right here. I was just like over there to pick you up. And I was and TJ with your brother.
Yeah.
It was that one was funny. But I even had my shirt with my name on it. Representing.
So yeah, she was my helper in the beginning when I first got here to Mexico. Because I didn't know anybody.
Until I got pregnant. basically.
Until you got, basically, huh?
Mhm.
So was that like 3 years? About?
Even in Vegas too, I would come with you.
Oh yeah. Wow.
I wonder if Derek, the CEO, will watch this one day. Hi, just in case. I don't know. You never know. He was cool. He was cool.
Yeah, that's funny.
A lot of people are saying happy birthday.
So all that to say, Brooke is a very good
Electrician.
Apprentice.
Yeah.
Apprentice electrician.
Yeah. I know how to switch out an outlet without any help. So I did that in my mom's house once when you were locked up.
Really?
Jose said you don't accept Zelle. I do have Zelle. Maybe I have my email connected to it, so I can email us and maybe but we do have Cash App and Venmo too.
Yeah, but you can email us at hopeafterdeportation1@gmail.com. Or on social media, you can find us at Hope After Deportation, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Oh, whoa. Thank you. I recognize your name, but I feel like I say it wrong. Tama?
I'm not even going to try.
Did I say it right? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy birthday. Oh, I can see all her stuff. Oh, and she also gave us for her happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. That's a blessing. From Oregon.
Morgan.
Wow, it's so amazing how technology, like, it has all the stuff there saved. And yeah, interesting. Thank God for technology.
I just read this one.
You say it right. Ta-na.
Ta-na. Ta-na. Oh, yay. Great. I'm so glad. I get nervous sometimes, like, saying people's usernames because I'm like, oh, they're going to hate me if I don't say it right.
What, you were going to read something?
Yeah, someone had asked, Angel asked if we're still here in Mexico and Maddie's 15, would we do a quinceañera? I've only been to like 1 or 2. They sounds like a lot of money to spend.
Yeah, and we don't have that many people that we know.
We don't really got family.
Yeah, like for her Maddie's birthday, it was just me and her. And that's how it's been. All of our birthdays is just me and Brooke. You know, we haven't had no family.
Our church family, they're far. They live far. But I mean, if we were to do something, maybe it would work out. But I don't think we have space, tables, all of that to like go out. We'd have to get a place.
Yeah.
And they're expensive. They'd be charging like $1,000.
The dress, the tables, the food,
I never had birthday parties.
All of that. Like,
I grew up never having birthday parties, just my family, like an intimate setting. Yeah. Which that's how your family was too, right?
Yeah.
So like to go all out, it's not stressful. Where's Maddie? I don't see her. She's taking a nap. She had a long day.
She went to sleep late, so yeah. Well, actually, it's almost 5. Oh, we're past our time. Sorry, I'm always the one that has to be the bad breaker of news or
breaker of bad news.
Breaker of bad news. I don't know why I can't speak. It's the old age, just 30 years old.
Excuses. I've known him since he was 20.
Wow.
And I was almost 18.
Whoa! 100 pesos.
100 pesos. Thank you, Sergio.
Thank you.
Little thing flying.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. For a second, I thought it was $100. I'm like, whoa. Woo.
Yeah. So.
Do you have Zelle? Yes, I do. I'm not sure what my email is connected to it. So if you want to email us at hopeafterdeportation1@gmail.com, it's in our description. You can email us and then I can send you my email that's linked to Zelle. Or you can Cash App or Venmo us as well.
Yeah. But with that being said, thank you for everybody that's stayed on the live. Everybody that's just tuning in. I'm sorry, but we have to get going. Well, I need to rest my mind. And we got to go find a place to have our my birthday dinner. So thank you for everybody that stuck around. Thank you for all your support. 6,000 followers. Praise God for that. And yeah, thank you for all the birthday wishes, all your prayers. We truly appreciate y'all. And yeah, thank you. I'm just so grateful. So grateful for sure.
Going, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Desde España. Maybe one day we'll visit you guys in España. Okay, Brenda, bye-bye. Have a great night as well. And we will try to do that. Have a great night. So thank you all for tuning in. God bless you guys. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.